I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
The idea behind the sport is that two men who are very highly technically trained are going to go in and try and impose their skill sets on each other and see who comes out on top.
People think that MMA is a vicious blood sport are very deluded. It's just that they're not educated in the subject enough. People think that if we're thugs and we're just out to hurt each other, it's more of a mental game. It's more like a game of chess, but with your bodies.
And these guys are some of the most skilled athletes you'll ever come across. You could devote your life to it and never master it. It's an incredible sport.
My name is Robert Carlin. I'm 34 years old. I work here in 99 MMA. We do a lot of stuff here. We do Thai boxing, we do jiu-jitsu, we do boxing, general MMA, lots of conditioning classes as well.
I'm Steph Lack. I'm a senior reporter at the Herald and Evening Times in Glasgow, and one of my responsibilities is covering mixed martial arts for Herald Sport. There's definitely misconceptions about the sport, there's no doubt about it. It's the most common one is that it's kind of no rules, kind of bare knuckle fighting, which is kind of probably what it started out as, really. But the sport's moved on a lot since then, and it's now, you know, in most parts of the world regulated very strictly.
My name's Grant Douglas. I'm the director and the owner and the head coach at the Lion's Den. For me, the most common misconception that's based around about MMA, especially modern MMA, is that there's no rules and that it's basically a pit fight where people go in and brutalise each other.
The most common misconception I know of is that people think that we're all thugs, like street thugs, and that they think that there's no rules. In reality, there's quite a few rules, but 31 rules that you can't do things. So people think because we fight in a cage that we're all animals and street thugs, but they only get that reason because wild animals are kept in cages and prisoners are kept in cages, and we get tarred with the same brush.
The conception that the sport is a brutal, unregulated kind of bare-knuckle fighting couldn't be further from the truth. It's growing so rapidly, mixed martial arts around the world. Even here in Scotland, there's promotions cropping up all the time. We've now got one fighter in the UFC in Robert Whiteford. We've got another one very shortly who's going to be in the UFC, Joanne Calderwood. The sport has just grown at an incredible rate in Scotland, and I hope it continues to do so. The skill level required is huge, it's massive, and these guys are as talented sportsmen and athletes as you're ever likely to come across.
There's a lot of skills required to be a mixed martial artist. You basically need a good foundation of boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu and Thai boxing if you can. With Muay Thai, is known as Thai boxing, you get to start off with strikes. So you strike with your legs, strike with your hands, so you learn kicks, punches, but you also throw knees, elbows, and you do a lot of clinch work as well. The other aspect is the groundwork. When you go to the ground, you need jiu-jitsu and you need wrestling. Wrestling gives you a lot of control, and it can help you to pin somebody down so that they can't move and get away from you. Once you get them down, you need to be able to do jiu-jitsu. And with jiu-jitsu, it's all about submissions and how to choke somebody out or how to submit them through maybe arm locks, shoulder locks. If you want to excel, you need to get really competent in all areas. It's a very, very complex thing.
At the end of the day, it's a sport, and anyone that takes part in it is just as dedicated as any other sportsman, if not more so, to perfect the art that they love.
MMA's helped and improved my life dramatically. Since then, it's developed my life and enhanced my life because it meant all the boxes that were being ticked when I was in the forces are still being ticked when I'm out here. Plus I get to help other people in the community, and I get to have my kids run about me while I'm training and stuff, so it's an amazing experience, it's an amazing sport.
I think I'd be a completely different person if I didn't have MMA in my life. I really don't know. Because I've been training since I was 11 in martial arts, I really don't even have any idea of what kind of person I would have ended up being. but I don't think I would have had the discipline or the respect, or I don't think I'd be as humble as I am now.
Having my children in the gym from a young age, it's teaching them discipline, it's teaching them integrity, honesty, compassion, teamwork, communication skills, everything that you could possibly want your kids to grow up having as part of their, their character and their makeup is being instilled in them from a very young age.
It's changed my life. Jiu-jitsu training changed my life for a while there. So yeah, I can say from first-hand experience and second-hand experience that is something that if you devote yourself to it will give you huge rewards.
I am Samantha and I love Jiu-Jitsu. My name is Victoria and I love kickboxing.
My name's Marcus and I love MMA.
It's the most exciting sport in the world. It's the fastest growing sport in the world, and it's here to stay as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a family man, I'm an athlete, and I'm a human being. I'm more than a cage fighter.